PepsiCo just lost $50 billion in market valuation. And one of the reasons that happened is that they thought that they could charge you $7 for a bag of chips. It turns out that the consumers in this country have simply, in many instances, been pushed too far. But Pepsi was too slow to realize that, and it had a pretty massive impact. PepsiCo owns Frito Lay, Doritos, Lay's, Cheetos, Tostitos, Fritos. So if you've ever been to a party, there's a really good chance that you had a chip from one of those companies. Obviously, during the supply chain issues that emerged after 2020, a lot of companies had issues navigating pricing, availability, that sort of thing. And yes, prices did go up, but some companies really saw an opportunity to seize the moment in what we now call greedflation. Between 2021 and 2025, the average party-sized Doritos at Walmart went from $3.98 to $5.94. That's a 50% increase. Some of those bags of chips ended up going as high as $7, and Walmart actually told them that this was happening. They said, "Hey, people are not willing to pay this much for chips. You need to do something about this." And the executives at PepsiCo seemed kind of oblivious. In fact, the CEO said, and I'm quoting, "No matter what happens with the consumer, we're going to be the preferred choice." The response to this was actually to do things like trying smaller portion sizes instead of dealing with the pricing. But Walmart did what Walmart does. So they decreased the shelf space for these. By 2024, Frito Lay missed its own internal revenue targets by more than $1 billion. And then it happened again in 2025. And that resulted in a market cap devaluation of over $50 billion. And there's a quote from an analyst that really sticks with me about this, and here's what he said. Like many corporations, PepsiCo assumed consumers would suffer the price increases and only now appreciates how important affordability is to the typical consumer. There was a decision made that consumer loyalty would outweigh the stress that we're all feeling economically. Rising gas prices, rising housing prices, shrinkflation, greedflation. Oh, but by the way, my favorite chips just happen to be this brand. And what they found out $50 billion later, that's just not the case. So whether that's Doritos, Tostitos, or Fritos, what they're learning is that they expected consumers to bear the cost of that and to suffer because of brand loyalty. And, well, the chips just weren't on the table.